At a time when the country is set to head for the polls in 2021, the political temperature keeps on boiling every now and then, with opposition confronting security and also blaming the security for not giving them space to consult the electorates. Welcome to the very first edition of the Political Dive on Northern TV. My name is Fred Mungurek, and on the show tonight, for the very first time, we are so happy to host the chairperson of Nebbi District Local Government, Mr. Emmanuel Urombi, who will be speaking to us on a number of issues regarding the district that he heads. As I told you earlier on, this is the opportune moment. Remember, we have transformed from Northern Vibes to Northern TV, and we hope that you will love this just like we have designed it for you. We are here to give you the best. Let's get started right away with the Honorable Chairperson of Nebbi District Local Government, Mr. Emmanuel Urombi. A very good evening to you, and welcome to the very first edition of the Political Dive on Northern TV.
Good evening, viewers.
Okay, as we get started, someone who is watching you for the very first time could be wondering who exactly you are. Kindly tell us who is Emmanuel Urombi.
Yeah, thank you so much, viewers. My name is Orombi Emmanuel, Chairman LC5 Nebbi, and before I became chairperson LC5 Nebbi, I was also leading the young people. I was the District Youth Council chairperson, which I did for only 3 years, and then the blessing came in. All people of Nebbi, they came up and said, we think you are leading us well, and also we feel you are being underutilized. Why don't you lead the district? And then I said, okay, for the service of my people, I generously offered myself, and this is now 1 year and 1 month in office. And I come from a very humble family of 6. We are 6 siblings, and I'm the last born of the family. And then also coming from very humble background I'm a son to daughter, Francisco Ozonga. Then my mom is Anyesa Wachango. So here I am. I studied through Golimix, went through a very humble school also in the village, Golimix Primary School, no nursery. And then there I joined Orenge SS for 5 years. Then I went to Arua. I got my A-level and then went to NTC Muni. Right now I'm a student of UCU, doing my bachelor degree in social works and social administration. I'm in the 3rd year. If not for COVID, I will have graduated in July. So I've finished everything. I'm just waiting for graduation. Thank you.
Let's talk about the transition from the office of the district youth chairperson to now the office of the district chairperson LC5. How has it been like, and what is the difference?
Yeah, I don't know where to begin from, but all in all, even being a youth chairperson, it wasn't something very new in leadership to me, except now only new venue for me or new assignment to me, because I've been in leadership right from my early age and up to date. And every new leadership brings for me new assignments in life, and that is how I've set up myself. And also, the difference is that when you are young, the way young people do their things, the speed at which we do our things is too fast than what I am today or rest I'm doing right now. Because for young people, we can agree on things and then we do it immediately. But when you're now working with the elders, you have to balance the slow pace of the elders and then also the speed or also the pace, the fast pace set by young people, so that they are not frustrated, but also the elders so that they don't remain behind. Though that is the difference I've gotten in the new assignment. Otherwise, by the time I was working as a youth chairperson, I made sure wherever I fall in, I make enough relationship. So I did not look at only community development department. I was already relating with the technical people and other senior politicians. So I think that was why they saw and said, this one has been doing it well. We want him to become our full chairperson. So they couldn't identify me from the gloom or from the bush to grace, but they saw something out of me, and that's what attracted the interest. So to come as the chairperson, it was just an offer of my service to them, but the background was built on the trust and the call by the people. Yes.
Having said that you are a teacher by profession, and now it seems that politics has overtaken every aspect of your life. Kindly tell us, between being a teacher and being a politician, which one is easier, and which one could be your first love?
When you're teaching, you do theory. Like for me, I'm a history teacher, and then also I teach political education. And now when you're in class, you talk about those things, or else let me say it is theory. But now in the field, I'm doing practical. So the difference is only theory and the practical. So I'm still a teacher, but now I'm teaching in another aspect of political leadership now and doing the practical bit of it. So I'm teaching people of nebbi on how to lead, and also I want other people to see how teachers do their things differently. So in the same way, I'm still a teacher, and even today, I still coach young people, those who want. I have full package of history. I begin to sing right now. I have the soft copy here, and this is what I help them with. Yeah, so I'm yet for practical in history. So I may go back to class, but not now. Not now yet.
Okay, let's talk about your time in office. Ever since you came in a little over 2 years ago, how has it been like in the office, given that you know exactly where you're coming from?
Exciting question. I don't know where to begin from, but the fact is, I made sure I relate and continue with the work set by my predecessor. Let me tell you, in politics, you can't bring, you only change few things. But the fact is, once you find something set, like district development programs, yours is only to monitor, supervise, and make sure they're well implemented. So what I'm implementing right now was the dream of my predecessor, Honorable, the late chairperson, William Alenyo, rest in peace, and what he has said. So mine is continuation of his dream, and now my own dream. Right now, we have already developed another 5-year strategic development plan for nebbi, which will begin in 2021 up to 2026. Whether nebbi elect another person or not must implement what I've set for myself, the dream I have. So when you ask that question, it means now mine is only to make follow-up on whatever Muse had set in place. Are they been done? How are they been done? And is it being done in the same way he had thought about it? Luckily enough, I had a lot of interaction with it. By the way, that is one strongest point in my life and in my political career right now. Mose gave me enough time to mentor me, and he had told me a lot of secrets about Nebbi district and even the politics itself. One thing he said that I don't forget is, you are coming, my son. I know in 2021 you'll inherit me. I never knew it coming sooner than he meant this. So he said, when you are coming, in nebbi, yeah, party is good, but let the political parties go and identify people, good personalities. That will be the outcome of the result they will get. So in nebbi, they don't vote according to political parties, and that one, I saw it. For them, they vote personality. So it is incumbent upon every political party to now source for good personalities in order to sell, and who can easily be sold. And me, by default or by luck, I'm a member of ruling party, NRM, so it gave me further advantage. So that is where I am.
Let's talk about what exactly you've done ever since you came into this particular office.
Like I've told you, it's what he had already planned, and what we have implemented is, I don't know, there are too many. Let me start with the education sector. Right now, when I came, I got there some schools that are just the children are studying under trees or garage thatch houses. One of them is the Adeira Primary School. Now we have transformed it into, when the school begins, children will be surprised to see a modern classroom constructed, two block. Then also at the same time, you go to Jafurunga. I hope you saw some photos I uploaded a year back when I visited the place. Children came and they were excited because even the DO never visited the school. They were excited if RIDC and LC5 can see a very village school, as if we ran through the bush in order to reach the school. So it gave me a lot of assignments. So as I talk right now, we have constructed also 2 classroom blocks. And when the children come back, we shall transfer those ones who were studying in the grass thatch houses and also under the trees. I went to Jopala also. I got goats running in the classroom. Also at the same time, Penjuriang and the rest. So we have already improved on those classrooms. Then also, We have done intensive monitoring of health facilities and also a lot of improvement and renovations. We have done a lot of road work, and including those ones which were not on the budget. I lobbied for them. Right now they are under work, being worked on. We have done a lot. We have moved a lot and also have built a lot of partnership. And you wait, by the time school starts, you will see around 5 partners starting new work with the young people and also trying to model and also help them so that they can achieve in schools.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and when we get back, remember we shall be diving deep into what he plans to do for Nebbi district as he intends to seek a second term in office. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is the Political Dive on Northern TV. Remember, you are streaming us live on Facebook. And also, if you can't join us right now, be sure to go to our YouTube channel. That is the Northern TV. You'll be able to watch everything that transpires right here on the show. As I told you, my name is Fred Monguriek, and today we have our guest who is none other than the Chairperson LC5 of Nebbi District Local Government, Mr. Emmanuel Urombi. Before we took that break, remember I promised you that when we get back, we would be diving deep into what he plans for Nebbi District as he seeks a second term in office. I don't know if I should call it a second term or a first term, but every time I talk to him, he keeps on telling me that he has not yet, served to the fullest. Chairman, welcome back from that break. You talked about the 5 years strategic plan before we took that short break. Kindly let us in the know of what exactly those 5 years strategic plans are.
In the next 5 years, let me begin from Works and Technical Department. We shall not be seeing. We have declared that there will be no road chalk in Nebbi in the next 5 years. So meaning all the areas that need bridges will have constructed. All the areas that need culverting will have done. Vented drift will have put in place. And then we do some bit of add more road networks so that we can connect from farm to homes, then from homes to the market. And then we see how we develop agriculture. And then this one takes me to the agricultural department also. We want to see every market having market shade. We want to see in Nebbi district that when we are talking about agriculture, we don't discuss this peasantry. We want to, these people, they should reap out of their sweat. So we are looking at value addition. Value addition, I think you have seen some of the few works have begun now setting up some small-scale factories already. We have begun with the 5, one in Omier, then one in Kosh, then we have one in Kuchwin, that is Aratarach, and then we have 2 in Parombo. And then we are looking at coming this side, up the upper side of Nebbi, then also trying to develop factories and industrializing Nebbi actually. We are just waiting for power. Once it comes here, it shall find us already set. So it will find us already set. In Erusi, and then Jopangira sub-county and the rest, we want to do value addition in coffee and setting coffee factories in those areas like you have done with the cassava. Now from this cassava, value addition in cassava, you are going to do slicing. And then also we are going to grind and make sure we have powdered ones so that we could begin making biscuit out of it. Then what we squeezed out, we shall make starch for pharmaceuticals. So that is my dream for agriculture. And then when we look at education, I want to promise people of Nebbi with the 2 things. One is about classrooms. By 2025, every school must have enough classroom with a desk. Then another one is latrine and water. Every school must have that. And then I leave for the person who will come, whether the people will say I shall come back again. There we shall pause and see. Now we bring teachers nearer. Teachers quarter, this is not yet in my plan right now. What I'm looking for, classroom and desk, then also latrine in every school with the water distributed all over. And then in Nebbi, I think water distribution is quite perfect in Nebbi sub-county, though municipal has still some areas that needs coverage. So I want to see every area connected with the tap water. Then so that the poor community can benefit from these few boreholes to reduce on congestion, so that mothers have time to do their businesses and cook food in times there are no malnourishment. Then in health sector, I don't want everyone to be rushing for services to Nebbi General Hospital. I want to see Health Center 3, Health Center 4, and Health Center 2 all providing services that are necessary, except things like operation, those ones that need special skills. And then those special ones can be referred to Nebbi Hospital. But these other ones, these other minors, already when you go to every health center too, go to Jopangera here, then you go to Kikobe, and then you move to CL Center, Pagwata, and the rest. You'll find women are delivering in health center too. Actually, those were meant for antenatal services, not to do delivery services, midwifery services, but we have already begun, which means we are already into the development plan before we're reaching even. So that is how fast my speed is, and that is where I want to see Nebbi. Then also we want to see these ones in services, especially young people. You have seen, very soon you will see, I've already discussed with some partners. I saw Teachers Resource Center being redundant. I've requested from teachers, they have already had a teachers association, they have handed over to us. So we are going to gazette the place and make sure young people, they go there, they could do videographies, they come up with they develop softwares. Then those ones who are having skills in the music and drama, they can begin practicing from there. Those ones who have dropped out of school, they could go and study salon and hairdressing, then also cake making and cuttings, tailorings and the rest. So that one will push Nebbi to another level, and we'll see problem young people are facing is solved. But also we are looking at the border sector, which is the greatest employer of the young people. We want to see the government coming up with the initiative of supporting them. Whenever we are doing budget allocation, we want to see them coming in the group. They come into association and form a circle. Then the government and the local government, Nebbi district, supporting them, training them, issuing for them riding permits and driving permits. We just to train them and give them some basic skills to almost all of them, so that they are never culprits whenever they are on the road. That one will improve on services in Nebbi, and Nebbi will never be the same again. Give me 5 years and you come back and visit Nebbi, you will never see Nebbi the way you see it today. And trust me, the sons of Nebbi who will be coming after 10 years, they'll say, wow, this is now heaven on earth and a new place in Nebbi. You will see it. You will see it. But also, we want to see road connection like this one. I've already discussed. I'm already in discussion with the UNRA. Road connection, that is Parombo. Parombo Nyaravuru, we want to give to UNRA. And then also, Goli Nebbi Road in the next 5 years will become history. People have talked, people have lamented and repeated, and the president has promised and promised. But trust me, for me, you cannot deceive me twice. Whether it is deceiving or not, we are saying in the next 5 years is a must. This road must be constructed. Already, if you come here, you'll find one border point is already being constructed. Now we are already discussing with the community of Jopangera to see that they give us land. Wild market we start constructing, and Nebbi district has already put budget there. That is what we are pulling from our own account. We want to buy the land, purchase the land. Then by 2025, when Ministry of Trade will be coming, then we say this is the land title. Can you now bring our wild market? They will have no choice, but they have to construct. So that is the shape. That is the road we are taking now to push Nebbi to another level. Thank you.
Last week I attended the council meeting, and also during the council session, the Secretary for Finance came out with a supplementary request that sought to spend the money that were returned by the MPs meant for COVID fight. And there were a lot of complaints here and there about the allocations that they called questionable to them. And when such complaints come, it means there is no trust in the system in place. Now, I heard about you've talked about the 5-year strategic plan. There's nothing like tackling corruption at that level. What is your plan for that?
When people come into leadership or into politics, there are two categories of leaders. One is for selfish gain. The second categories are people who come to serve the people who are in need, that is to serve the public. So you expect such mixed reaction. But when you go through the supplementary budget of COVID, that is returned money. In every municipality, okay, we MPs, they return, we have 3 MPs, that one for Padiere municipality and a women MP. They all returned 60 million, but it came in June 26th. That is the last return made, which means we could not budget or put it in budget for this financial year. So it must come as supplementary. But I want to draw your attention why the money was returned. And what was the heart of the leaders by then, that they were forced to return the money by the public. Then also, who is asking for this money again? Now, this one brings me to the discussion. The discussion started very well, that they feel like the major issue was about the allocation of fund for the LC1's distribution of masks. And then the other one was about the money meant for renovation of NECOSOC. Now, these are the 2 key areas that we battled with. One, when you look at NECOSOC, for us, when you're a leader, you must think ahead. Others wait for things and then they want to come to make corrections. But for us, we are thinking ahead. Let me ask you, if the school begins today, where will be the quarantine center for people of nebbi? Where shall we have? Assuming the relatives of the members of the council fall sick or else get tested with the COVID-19 and gotten positive, and nebbi says, let us say that nebbi says the school starts, then where will the people go? That is what I've dreamt of and thought about. For them, they are waiting for the school to start, then the quarantine center closed, then they begin to panic and think, where do we go? Now, that is why I wanted not the entire block renovated, but a section of it, and then put into right facilities, whereby if you are got positive, you can also rest there. Now you take an hotel here in Nebbi, the cheapest is 20,000 per night. Now if you are quarantined for 2 weeks, how much will you pay? And a peasant in the village like my home, can the person afford that with the feeding and the rest? Now we are saying, if we have our own building that is redundant, that is NECOSOC, can't we renovate it so that when our people got positive, they can go there? That is the essence why we had put it on the budget. And then 2, when we are talking about the distribution of masks, government budgeted only for VHTs. And these VHTs, each one of them are to be given what? 40,000. Now, if the members of the council, they are not on it, they are saying this money we want also to be part of it. But the budget allocation was done from the National Task Force and the ministry. Now the council has no mandate. For them, they can pass the budget debate or defer it like they have done. But the council, trust me, cannot reallocate. It is only, they can only advise the executive to change. Now we are saying this money must go to the LC1 so that when the VHTs, they work together. If the VHTs are distributing, then LC1 can go out and mobilize the people. But when you look at the kind of donkey work they've done during this COVID period, even 30,000, you'll ask yourself, what is this? And then it looks like you are an elder, you want to grab meat from the hand of a child. You are a councillor, LC5, you are demanding for money meant for LC1. That is grabbing.
Let me take you back to
Yes.
NECOSOC. According to a document that I've been able to see, there have been budget allocations before for the same cause. And a number of the councillors I've spoken to have been wondering, where have those monies that were allocated before gone?
What I'm trying to say is, maybe I use wrong English, re-establishment of quarantine center. At the beginning, we have already established quarantine center in ABSS. But now, assuming school begins tomorrow or next month, where will we have quarantine center? That is what we are talking about. So we need to have something in our mind that this is where we can panic, we can start from. But you don't need to begin to panic around that you are looking for another hotel for quarantine center, which is not affordable for your people. Now, when people are coming from abroad, for them they can afford 100,000 per night. But who is that in Nebbi can afford 100,000? A commoner from your village can afford 100 per night.
I understand there are also people who are currently renting a section of the facilities, of the facility at Negosok. How are you going to go about all this? Because now, according to what I hear from a cross section of the councillors, those people will have to be given a minimum of 3 months to vacate the place. And now a quarantine center is supposed to be established based on the needs. How are you going to go about all this, given that those people will have to be given some bit of time?
We have councillors who come and talk, and then they don't keep record, they move away. We have councillors who talk and keep record. But you must know that the chairperson is a custodian of all their informations. Some of the things I'm implementing is something that was set in 2017 by my predecessor, Chairman Alenyo. Now for them, they might have forgotten. They resolved long ago that these people must leave Nekosok. So which ultimatum again? 3 months you want to give them?
So it has expired?
Long ago. But also what you are trying to establish now, just a section of it, with the upper hall, then plus establishing a latrine so that they don't mix up with other people, maybe those who come for other services. But now you are saying there will be no connection between the two, because the lower section is residential, then the upper section is the one to be renovated. That's why we want to have the latrine established in the upper section, so that they don't mingle up with the lower people. But when it comes to the issue of ultimatum, that resolved before even me joining the council. Before I came into leadership, they resolved that those people must leave. They are going to rent the place. Currently, now already we have done already valuing. The valuer has already done valuing of the price and also the general cost of the asset. Now what do they want? They should have asked for the report. So there are those who are talking councillors, but they don't mind about the action or resolutions before.
Talk too much.
Yeah, of course they forget even what they've discussed. 3 quarters back, because every quarter we discuss previous quarter. Now they have forgotten what they discussed in 2017 when I was not even there, you see. But for me, I have record, because I must keep whatever record of everything they discuss. So that is the difference. But those ones who know what they talk and they mean it, they know. They already know. But trust me, that money cannot, and I will never do that mistake, to give the money in the pocket of a councillor. That is the reason and the basic why the president advised the MPs to return the money. Also admiring public fund and pushing for selfish gain. That one, I will not do it. Whether the councillors, they pass to what, whether they say we are going to throw you out, they are wasting their time. I will not do it, and so long as I'm the chairman, I will not do it. Money go in the pocket. That's why I've never allocated. So the money, if they advise and say, no, we think Nekosok is not priority, we want to distribute so for our people, maybe they think we need to repair boreholes, that one, I'm into the business. But where the money, that 500 should be shared by every councillor, nonsense, will not happen in my regime.
Okay, as the country heads for the 2021 polls, what is your analysis of the current political trend?
Yeah, now we have the political wave blowing. But you know, party in office, always they have more advantages. If you move and see, you'll find as much as NRIM also is disorganized, but they are quite more organized than other parties. Right now, actually, FDC were supposed to nominate their presidential flag bearer on the 4th of this month, August. Up to date, they have never nominated. Now, who is the flag bearer? And if they are saying they are going for election, who is going to lead you into election? Now, when you say people power, I don't know whether they are people power or the National Unity Platform. Even people are now more confused on what to refer them to. So it is just like a amoeboid shape of a political party. So we do not know how to refer them, but the only identity they have is they are being led by Chagulanyi, a.k.a. Bobby Wine. That is the only thing we know about them. Whether we call them no or people power or what, now that is up to them. And they have never registered or they have never identified who is going to represent them. I'm hearing yesterday, but one on television, that Andrew Mwenda also want to contest, and whether he has already identified, like he was saying, I want to contest with the Bobby Wine, because he's saying I'm going to contest again with Bobby Wine. Who has declared Bobby Wine as president for People Power? Who has declared him as a chairperson for People Power? So you can even see the confusion they have. So now you'll wonder who is going to battle with the NRM. So you can see the ground, it looks so slippery for other opposition political party. But I want to draw your attention to one thing. When people want change, they can go for the change they want. But aren't we having people who are selfish-minded personalities? Because now, when you say you want change, but you keep fighting each other, where will you go? If you cannot climb a tree while scratching your leg at the same time, you'll fall.
Okay. We are going to take a short break, but of course, when we return, we are still going to talk about the Robert Chagulanyis, the Besiges of this world. Remember, this is the Political Dive on Northern TV, and of course, you are streaming us live on Facebook. Just like I told you when we got back from the first break, do not forget to go to our YouTube channel, that is Northern TV, to watch all these and much more. Let's take that break, and of course, when we get back, lots more are on the way for you. Welcome back from the break. You are watching Northern TV and the Political Dive program. My name is Fred Munguriek, your host. And as we told you at the start, we are hosting the Chairperson LC5 of Nebbi District Local Government, Mr. Emmanuel Urombi. Before we took that break, we were talking about the Chagulanyis of this world. Yesterday, when Bobby Wine went to speak to the people on a radio station in Mbale, we also what happened. Security prevented him or did not allow him to access the venue, and eventually the talk show did not proceed as planned. But before we took that break, I heard you talk about the disorganization in the opposition. With such things happening to more especially opposition politicians, don't you think this ground is bending towards NRM? It is not favoring others. The ground is not leveled.
If you follow the newspaper, New Vision of 4th August, you will find comment of Patrick Amuriat, the FDC president, very clearly saying they don't participate only to win election. Because if for election they can win even, they may not be given power. So, meaning indirectly saying they've lost this election. So they are just going to participate to gauge their rate, to maybe performance. I don't know their aim, but I understand that whenever somebody is coming, the rates must have the general goal. What do I need to get out of this? And that one means watering down the fanatics of the opposition and FDC supporters in particular. And then they'll ask themselves, why should we vote now if voting cannot change? So it is not from me, but it is from the party president, Power. That is what he has said. And then too, coming on the issue of the disorganization of opposition. Now, these people, they can choose to come in under one umbrella, as chosen by the NUP. Now they can choose one person to run with the NRM because their aim is to take over the government. Now, if they want power, you cannot be disorganized because power is not like charity, anybody can be given. They need to be organized in order to receive it. But now, who is to receive it is what is defeating them. It's like already, if Museveni comes out today and say, I don't want to be the president, I want to hand over to you opposition even, nobody will pick it because it's like giving eggs in the hands of a mad person. Then anybody can crash and break it. Because Besigye will say, I want it. Mao will say, I want it. Then Chagulanyi will say, I want it. Even Mugisha Muntu will say, I want it.
But talking about organization, how then do they do that? How do they become organized? given the fact that they are not even being allowed to talk to the people. And that actually is something that has been going on one side. They are being allowed to do everything that is on the NRM side. Meanwhile, for the opposition, they cannot even go on radio, even when the government declared that campaigns are supposed to be scientific.
Your question is like asking the owner of the house, a thief asking owner of the house, how do I break in your house? I cannot say opposition must do like this if they want to win NRM, because I'm a member of NRM party. So I cannot discuss how organized we are to better them. But we know that that is organized. That is one thing I must say, that whether you want to hand over to them, all of them will fight each other until all die. Then you just walk with the power again to yourself. Now, if I'm to ask you, among the four, maybe let me pick top four. AKA Bobby Wine, Kiza Besije, Mugisha Muntu, Norbert Mao. Who can you hand over power to? And who do you see very organized, more organized, that you can hand over power to?
Actually, if I were the president, maybe I would be in the best position to answer that. But
now you can see.
But do you think President Museveni will be in position to hand over power to any of the people you've counted if he loses the election?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because now, let me tell you, Fred, and the followers, NRM has done a lot of mentorship within the party. They have mentored people who can take over, and they even given opportunity today. They can appoint anybody within Greater Nebbi to be the prime minister, will be able to run the country. Can appoint anybody to be the vice president, can run the country within inner circle. Now, what will make you hand over your authority? Even traditionally, they don't hand over their authorities to in-laws. They hand over to the home children. So
to the opposition, this election is only a ratio.
According to what we see, they are not organized. They cannot pick this power, because who shall receive it? They'll fight over it until even nobody picks it. That is one thing I can say. But let me tell you, NRM is more organized and has more organized people who can receive this power than the opposition. Let me tell you, I don't know whether you see the post. You are saying they are not given the opportunity. Let me comment or post on Facebook now about Museveni or put his photo. You will see the kind of insults these people will holler at you. Not DP, not FDC now they have changed, but this people power thing, oh no, I don't know how to refer to them. You will see. Now, if you hand over to such people, and now where will the country go? So it means they need to be ideologically shaped in order to receive the power and know how to address people. I may have different ideology with you, or political affiliation, but we must eat together, drink together. And these ones, for them, they believe so long as you are not in the inner circle of noob or people power, you are against them.
Okay, we have only 30 seconds to summarize on this particular topic. Picking from you, it seems as though you're suggesting that other than in the NRM, there is no any other side that can produce someone to lead this country.
That is what they have shown. That so long as a person does not come from NRM, no, they are not ready for change. That is what they have shown. Because now, if I ask you, who do we hand over to? You are saying even you cannot say, you cannot mention. Because if I say Bobby Wine, those of Mugisha Muntu and the Kiza Besije, they'll come and push him away.
Actually, by the virtue of all the four people you've mentioned being Ugandans and having the academic qualifications, I have a feeling any of them at any one moment can be able to lead this country. Maybe I have to respond in that manner. Okay, let's get back home. There has been this big debate about the refugee crisis in Zombo. Having been sheltered at Zeofam Institute, there was that letter that was written by the Disaster Preparedness Minister, Hilary Onek, instructing the refugees to be transferred from Zeofam Institute to Imvepi in Marasha district. What went wrong? Because at first we heard that the King of Alur had donated a piece of land for the refugees, and UNHCR were supposed to establish a refugees camp in Zombo district. But all of a sudden, things seem to have turned upside down. What happened?
why must King of Alur, if I may ask, offer a land when we have already land in the district in Kuchwin, still on his own land? Kuchwin is part of his land and part of Keralur land. And this is the area that was previously gazetted and the issue that had been followed. Why must he come up with another alternative to start a new thing? Each time you start new thing, you go backward. Each time you start new thing, you go backward. You will look confused. That's why the country is looking at us now. Hey, these people, they don't, you see, even we have never sat, me as Chairman LC5, I've never been invited to them. I've never been party to this. We will have, yes, that we, Alur community, we want to hand over this land. So you cannot generalize it that it is being offered by Keralur when you don't involve the real leadership or the stakeholders of the Alur. So I don't know, I don't want to oppose that they have their selfish interest. But one thing I know, already UNHCR has been doing a lot of survey, visibility studies in Kuchwin, and there is a place, the land that has been already offered. So the king of Alur should have asked us, do we have any available land? But now also let me bring you closer to this. The reason why the disaster ministry cannot give Zombo, first of all, the area where fighting is taking place is near even the refugee camp. The place where they are setting it's very close to where people are fighting. So refugees, they don't need to hear again gun. And again, they're saying we are going to bring gazette and bring arms to defend them. Anything like gun must not appear nearer to refugee the camp. Then number two, the distance between the place, if you can compare, around 7 meters to where they are fighting in Congo, you cannot offer again a nearby place, which means they can easily be attacked by the same thing they are running away from. The best place will have been in Nebbi. Now, when you come to the issue of refugees, we have other idle, once they become refugees and declared, the locals, they don't take interest now. It's no longer interest of Zombo or Keralur now. It is a national interest. So if there are other idle camps, then they can be taken to the camps. Because now you have to start new latrine, starting everything new. Why don't you take it to already established place? Now when you argue the issue of the tribe, this is something that is facing us in Masindi and Hoima area, whereby many refugees were taken and they get lost among the people. In the long run, the issue of the land will backfire, which you look at also 30 years, what will be there. If you are saying because they speak same language, because they have same traditions and origins, then it means they can intermingle. In the long run, they become squatters in community, which can still bring land title. I don't want to say that I don't support it, but what I'm trying to say is already we have established land meant for refugee council in Nebbi. The king of Alur should have come and establish it in this area rather than starting something new again.
Let's talk about your lack of involvement in that particular meeting. The spokesperson of Keralur was on one of the local radio stations, and her concern that she raised is that our leaders don't work together. It is because of that the opportunity to be as a host for the refugees community slipped out of hand and went to somewhere else. What is your take on how the leadership of the Greater Nebbi relate in terms of advancing a common interest?
I'm just like a newly born child, 1 year old. I do not know what has ever been taking. I want to assume I do not know what has been taking place between my mother and my father, or between my father and uncles. So I cannot be involved that they don't. What I can see is only to speak my opinion. That is opinion of the spokesperson of the Alur land. But if you will say where the people invited and they fail to turn up, when you have problem at home, inside your bedroom, you don't go outside and begin shouting before consulting people in the sitting bedroom, in the sitting room or in the bedroom. The immediate person is your husband, then plus those who are in the sitting room. Why do you go on radio? When this issue can be solved in what? That is making noise in public. When the public, they draw closer, they'll find nothing that shows that you are divided. We are not divided. We are one people. We are all Alur. Amen Alur, and the king is our king. So if he calls us like his sons, we shall go and discuss, but put our ideas. But the issue of saying we have land here already, like dictating that one in the modern world does not work. You consult first.
Okay, as we get to the final bend of this particular program, Mr. Chairman, kindly look into that camera and make your promises ahead of the 2021 elections. What are those things that you're going to put at your fingertips, you're going to put as your priority for Nebbi district?
People planned, but also COVID came in. Natural calamities can come in. But in my own, what I can put is only my dream, and that is my prayer for Nebbi. Like I had told you at the beginning, I want to see all road shock issues, bridges, culverts, and other areas, all roads, they well connected and issues resolved. I want to see children studying in a classroom with a desk. I want to see them having latrine and water. I want to see water coverage in Nebbi district going by 100%. That's why we have already established the national water in Parombo for Akworo, then also Pongo in Akworo. Then we are looking at extending that water, northern umbrella, all over Kuchini, greater Kuchini area. Then we'll have covered. Then we are establishing, already we have drilled borehole in Omoyo. That is in the sub-county. We are going to pump it to Erusi. Then it can flow, solve the water crisis in Erusi, Ndeu, and Atego. Then I want to see all health facilities delivering services that are meant for the public. This issue, I think ever since I came in, you have never heard about the issue of shortage of drug due to constant monitoring. But also I'm looking at, instead of all the time crying for that we have shortage of drug, can we also go ahead and do preventive measures? That why must I be taking malaria tabs all the time when I can sleep under mosquito net and protect myself? That is what I'm looking at. I want to see this world market established in Goli area. I want to see one border point established. I want to see Nebbi moving from peasantry to commercialized agriculture, which have already begun. That is my dream. But also all these will need consultation, mediation, dialoguing, and all these kinds, bringing people and uniting and fighting together. A lot of lobbying is needed here, which I have done, and I'm waiting after COVID. You will see with the trend of development in Nebbi, you will see kind of development partners flowing to Nebbi. We have already advantage. Arua has been set to a city. You heard on the Land Awareness Week when I already have begun advocating for Nebbi district hosting a land office in the sub-region, because that is now the urban authority under city status. Now I want to see Nebbi becoming satellite of West Nile, of Arua city, so that we can move very fast. You watch this space.
Okay, my producer is telling me it's time up for us. The time limit here applies and it does so very strictly. Thank you so much for sparing your time to speak to us, Chairman. We hope that next time when we do invite you, you will be able to always be in position to come and appear on the Northern TV.
Thank you so much, and also I have a pleasure, and it is out of my heart. I want to say thank you so much for inviting me. Anytime you invite me, I'm available. But for the people of Nebbi, Nebbi has been looking for leadership, good leadership. You have gotten Orombi Emmanuel. I'm still around. Please stop your sons and daughters and say this is a man who can push us. Nebbi has gotten a leader. Please. Orombi is still there, and I'm still contesting. Thank you.
Okay, Bonge, thank you so much for streaming us live on Facebook, and of course also for getting to our YouTube channel. This has been a very, very long, but of course rich debate with the district chairperson LC5 of Nebbi district. Thank you so much for your time. It is, we have come to the close of the program. Until next time, for now, we should be saying Kwaheri.